Hey there pranksters, welcome to Cynics TV, and right now I'm gonna show you a compilation of 20 sneaky ways that you can eat food and candy in class without getting caught. You might have seen similar methods on my main channel, and well, I hope you guys support this video also. And just like in my main channel, I do have some giveaways here as well. So here goes guys, if this video gets 2,000 likes, I will give away a box of 100 snacks to someone from the comments. And if this video gets 10,000 likes, I will give away a brand new PlayStation 4 to one of you guys. To participate, all you have to do is like and comment on this video and that's it. Everyone is eligible to enter, so good luck pranksters. Now let's get these hacks going. For our first method, we're gonna be using a large box of crayons. The bigger the better, because that way you'll be able to take more snacks into class with you. So for example, here I have a big box, and what I like about this box is that the inside you have two smaller boxes, and that is perfect because we'll only be tampering with just one. So let's flip this box upside down and open it from the bottom. Let's pull out the box of crayons and empty it out. Just know that you'll be sacrificing all these crayons. Basically, we'll be trimming them down as well as the smaller box. So let's get started with that one first. Here I have marked it. I only need about an inch of it from the bottom, so that's what I'll be cutting, and for this example I'm using my trusty blade like always. This is what we're left with guys, the rest you can dispose of. As for the crayons, they will also be trimmed as I already mentioned. Basically we will be cutting the tips because those are the ones we will need. This is the most time consuming part of this method. You can use blades or scissors, whatever works for you best. As I'm cutting them, I'm putting them inside the smaller crayon box. Once filled up, you can put the crayon box inside the big one with all the crayon tips. It should be quite snug, especially if you use double-sided tape once you slide the box in to keep it in place. So let's flip over the box and open it. As you can see inside, now we have our secret compartment ready. It's plenty of room to store some food inside. My snack of choice for this method will be some Takis. So I'll open the bag and stack as many Takis in there as I can. I was able to fit this much in there guys, so now I'll be able to close the flap and the crayon box will look as normal as always, except that now it has chips inside. So next time you're in class doing your work and you get hungry, simply open your crayon box and the chips will be right there at your disposal. If teacher approaches you, simply close up the box and that's it. Open up the box from the top and look. Nothing to see here, it's just a regular box of crayons. There's no reason for your teachers to suspect anything. At this point, you'll be able to calm your hunger when you're in class. So now let's move on to our next one. What I have right here is a red sports bottle, and I was quite surprised to know that these are actually acceptable in most classes. Teachers do allow their students to have water bottles, or in this case, non-see-through sports bottles. We are gonna use this to our advantage because if you're familiar with Lay Stacks, these come in a container that looks like a sports bottle, except for the top of course. But that's okay because we're gonna modify it so it looks exactly as a sports bottle and nobody will be able to tell the difference. By the way guys, these chips are delicious and you totally get your money's worth as they are only $1 and change at Walmart. So here's what you do. First, let's get rid of the label because we definitely don't want anyone to know that there's chips inside. Hopefully you do a better job at scraping off the residue. Flip the chips container upside down because we'll be working with the bottom. Here what I'm gonna do is unscrew the top of the red sports bottle and I'm gonna glue it on the chips container. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, it works. So now it looks like a regular sports bottle and my teacher will have no reason to doubt it's anything other than a sports bottle with water. Now, when you're in class and you're doing your work and you get a craving for chips, just lift up your new blue sports bottle, open it from the bottom, and slide out a stack of chips. That's all there is to this, guys. You'll satisfy your cravings like a boss. Here I have a glue stick, and yeah, I've used glue sticks many times as secret compartments in the past to sneak food and candy into class, but this next method is a very clever one. Let's begin by popping off the top and twisting the bottom so we can easily pull out the stick of glue. I never quite understood why it's purple, but oh well, it has to go because we really don't need it. This is what the inside looks like. It's got glue residue all over it, and even though it's non-toxic, we're still gonna wash it, but before we do that, here I'm gonna cut off the spiral that's on the center counter because it'll just get in the way. You can use a small pair of pliers for this. Okay, so I just washed the inside and it's super clean. I also cleaned the cap, so now we can proceed with this little hack. Here I have some dum-dums, which are very small lollipops, and they come in all kinds of flavors, so choose your favorite. The best thing about these is that they fit perfectly inside the glue stick. With a pair of scissors, poke a hole on the center of the cap just like this. Make sure it's just the right size so we can slide our lollipop stick through. Do that from the bottom and then pull it. Once you have the right measurements, we are gonna trim off the lollipop stick so it's leveled with the top of the cap. Should look a little something like this. Yeah, you can clearly see the white spot on the center, but it's not too noticeable that it'll make anyone suspicious of this glue stick. The last step, guys, is to add more flavor to our lollipop. So here I have some pixie sticks. These are basically flavored powder, and just like the dum-dums, they come in all kinds of flavors and colors. Open a few pixie sticks and dump them inside the glue stick. Put the cap with the lollipop inside and you're done. The more you lick the lollipop during class, more pixie stick powder will stick on. So therefore, you'll have plenty of sugar to get you through that school day. It's a very fun and mess-free way to enjoy your favorite candy while in class. For you big eaters out there, this next hack is perfect for you because I'm gonna show you how you guys can sneak your whole lunch into class without getting caught. Here I have a large thick book that I got at the store. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna build our own book based on the size of this one, and yes, we will be needing this book cover for this hack. On this foam board, I've drawn all the dimensions of the book. Remember, it has to be the same size, so I made sure I got the right measurements. The next obvious step is to make the cutouts, and for that you can use a blade like this one. It shouldn't be hard at all. With hot glue, let's begin assembling our new book. If you did everything right, it should look like this. Now, as far as the top cover, we are not gonna glue it on, but rather we're gonna stick it on with a piece of tape. Just one piece is enough, so we are able to open it and close it. We can now place the cover on our new book. You might need to trim off a piece and use glue to keep the cover attached to our fake book, but that's pretty much it. The next step is to just put our lunch inside. As you can see, there's plenty of room inside to put all kinds of snacks, such as Lunchables, juice pouches, pizza, my favorite, hot wings, and why not a corn dog? You can also dump a whole bag of hot Cheetos inside and you'll still have a lot of room to spare. How it works is you keep the book on top of your desk at all times throughout the day, and when your stomach starts to make hunger noises, simply just lift up the top of the book and your food will be right there, ready to be eaten. No one will notice anything because it does look like a real book. Once you run out of food, you can simply just put more in, and your days of being hungry in class will definitely be over with this method. If you have a non-see-through sports bottle, put it to use in two different ways. It'll act as a secret compartment. Here's how. With a blade, begin to cut around the bottom of the bottle till you are able to pull out a round flap like this, but please do not cut it off though. For this demonstration, I will be putting some Oreos inside the bottle. As far as the top, I'm gonna cover it with a piece of plastic wrap. You can use your hand to push it in as much as possible because we are gonna pour some soda inside, and if you guys know me, you know I'm a Pepsi fan, so that's what I'll be using. You'd be surprised actually at the amount of soda that you guys can pour inside. Once you have enough of your favorite beverage in there, simply close it up. Notice that when you do that, you'll have excess plastic sticking out. You can easily get rid of it by cutting it off with a blade, and that's it. Next time you're in class and you're starving, resort to your sports bottle. You'll have your Oreos on the bottom, and while your teacher might think that you're just sipping on water, you're actually enjoying your Pepsi, or pretty much anything that you guys put in there. One thing that most people forget that they have while in class is money, or in this case, coins. Here I have a roll of pennies, and yes, we are allowed to have money in the classroom, guys. So knowing that, get yourself an empty roll of coins and fill it up with some candy, and there is no better example for this than sweet tarts. Start by covering up some pennies with some clear tape. That way you guys know your candy will not touch the coins directly. Insert one penny in first, and now you guys can fill it up with as much sweet tarts as you can fit inside. As you guys can see, it's a piece of cake to do. Lastly, just cover up the sweet tarts with another penny and you're done. Keep your roll of fake coins handy, and when you guys get a sweet tooth, you know where to resort to. Here's a great way to use a school supply box to enjoy your favorite cereal in the classroom just in case you guys skip breakfast. Make sure the supplies box is empty and clean. Take your cereal and pour it inside the box. Of course, every good cereal needs milk, so add some onto it. As for the spoon, pack a plastic one and simply place the cap of a pen on it just to make it seem like it's a writing utensil on your hand. But in reality, it'll be you using your spoon to eat your cereal in the classroom. So if you're ever in a rush while you're in school, just pack a bottle of milk, a spoon, and some cereal inside a supplies box. If you want to sneak a lot of chips into class, get yourself a large poster board like this one right here and roll it up. Apply a few rubber bands on it to keep it rolled up. These are the chips that we'll be sneaking in, Takis and Hot Cheetos Extra. For this, you will also need some tissue paper. Basically just take some and roll it up into a ball. It should be pretty snug when you guys push it inside the poster. I'm using a marker to push it in to make as much room as possible for my Takis and my Hot Cheetos Extra. And yes, I do like mixing them up. Once you have plenty of chips in there, just cover them up with another ball of tissue paper. Keep it handy next to your desk and you can reach in when you start craving those chips. For this hack, you will need a stack of CDs you no longer need. The thickness is up to you, but of course the larger it is, the more candy you'll be able to sneak into class. Pretty much what we're gonna do is remove a piece from the center of each CD except for two. For example, here I cut out a large square from the center. All I'm gonna do is stack them up, but make sure that the squares are aligned. Some clear tape will keep them together. It's very crucial that you guys place tape on the inside and pretty much try to cover the inner edges with tape, as we don't want the cut up CDs touching our candy. As for the two CDs that we left untouched, we are gonna cover the center holes with tape. One will go on the bottom and that you guys can tape on or glue on. The other CD will go on top and we are gonna place a sticky note on it that says music. To hold the CD in place, all we need is one strip of clear tape. That way we can easily open it and close it. Inside, we are gonna fill with our favorite candy. For this example, I'm gonna go with some sour Skittles. At this point, you are done. Just keep the stack of CDs on your desk and lift the top CD when you guys wanna get some candy. This never fails. You may not believe this, but a stick of deodorant such as this one is quite common in school, especially inside a student's backpack. So let's use it for something other than hygiene. As you just saw, I pulled out the bar from the inside as we need this to be completely empty. Now we have ourselves a secret compartment. So I'm gonna put some candy inside. I recommend that you guys clean the inside, but regardless, as long as the candy is covered with a wrapper, you are good. Just keep the deodorant handy inside your backpack. I've said this time and time again, Pepsi is my favorite soda and I want to sneak some into class, but there is no way that I can be seen with a Pepsi can by my teacher. But luckily I found this pencil case at the dollar store and when I first saw it, I knew that it would come in handy for this hack. This particular pencil case has absolutely no openings, so that is perfect. I will make sure that there aren't any leaks by wrapping the long end with some tape, so when I pop the top on, it's super snug and leak free. At this point, I can begin to pour my Pepsi inside the pencil case. You guys can actually get a good quantity in there. Close it up and we're done. Keep it in your backpack and when you guys get thirsty, take it out for a sip of Pepsi or pretty much anything that you guys decide to pour in there. The next hack is very clever, but you will need to get two pencil boxes such as these two right here. They don't necessarily have to be the same color, just the same size and shape. On one, I'm gonna add some Hot Cheetos inside, but only on one side as the other side is reserved for my Takis. Once you get enough chips in there, close it up. I really like the lids for these pencil cases as they are see-through, which is what's gonna help us out a lot. Undo the lid from the other pencil box and place some supplies inside. Flip over the box with the chips and pop it into the lid that has the supplies. Use tape to keep both lids together. This is what it should look like. From a bird's eye view, it'll look like a regular pencil box with supplies inside, but if you open it the right way, you will have complete access to your chips. When you look at a glue gun, you wouldn't see it as a school supply. That is until you get to art class and you need it to glue a few things together. So here's how you guys can use a cheap $1 glue gun to sneak some candy into class. What I'm doing here is opening up this glue gun. You can do that by loosening up the screws. Once you pry it open, this is what the inside looks like. We're gonna remove all the electrical components to make room for our candy. My choice of candy here are some M&ms minis. Once you have enough candy in there, just put everything back together. Just pop it open next time you guys want some candy. This last method is similar to one we just did, but it's different in a few ways. You will need 2 pencil boxes of the same size, shape, and colors, such as the ones I have right here. These are also see-through. One of the pencil boxes we are gonna cut in half and use the bottom portion for this hack. You can easily stack the other box on it and it still leaves a nice gap underneath, which we can fill up with chips such as Takis. Add as much as you can in there and then simply place the box on top. From a bird's eye view or pretty much any angle, it looks pretty good and no one should be able to get suspicious about this box, especially if you have plenty of school supplies in there such as crayons. You can easily access your chips by lifting up the top box. It's a very clever way to eat snacks while in the classroom. Here I have some Oreos that I want to sneak into class, and the ideal way to do that is to get yourself a pencil box like this one. This is a common cheap $1 pencil box from Walmart, and yes, it is see-through on the sides. Inside, we are gonna have to have 2 crayon boxes. Take some crayons from one box and place them in the gaps between the 2 boxes. This will block anyone's view of the inside. Now we can create space for our Oreos. We can put them inside just like this, and you can see everything looks good and you can't tell that the inside of this box actually has hidden food in there. Speaking of things that are not allowed in class, most teachers don't allow their students to wear their hats in class, and they usually have to take them off, so why not hide something underneath them? For example, here I have a bag of chips, and if I open the bag, I can easily enjoy it while in class just as long as my hat is hiding it inside. Just as simple as it looks, guys. Next up, it's time to sneak some nerds into class in a very clever way. For that, I will be using a glue stick, but it's not what you're thinking. We will not be using the compartment inside. We will leave that alone. We will instead use the bottom of the glue stick. Here I have a sandwich bag and I'm gonna pour some nerds inside. Not too much though, we only need a small pouch that will fit inside the bottom of the glue stick. Once you have it ready, tie it and it should be rather snug when you tuck it underneath. It may not look like a lot, but it's plenty of sugar to keep your stomach from growling early in the morning. A good way to sneak some flat candy into class such as Laffy Taffies or Jolly Ranchers is to simply get yourself a watercolor case and tape a couple pieces of candy under it. Usually most of these cases have enough room for it. Keep it handy on your desk and no one will suspect you have candy underneath. You can easily undo the tape and have access to your candy. When winter comes around, it's really cold outside, so it's very common for kids to put on their winter gloves, obviously to keep their hands warm. So if you're wearing gloves in class, it won't be a big issue. The best part is that you can actually tuck some candy inside your gloves and have them handy literally. When you get hungry during class, just reach in there. That's it guys, 20 creative ways to sneak your favorite snacks and candy into class using everyday school supplies. If you do these right, you will not get caught. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give this video a like and leave a comment below. Remember that at 2,000 likes, I will give away a box of snacks, and at 10,000 likes, I will give away a PlayStation 4 to a lucky subscriber from the comments. So again, please like and comment on this video. Best of luck guys, I'll see you pranksters in my next Cinex TV video.